Hello and welcome. Good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are in the world. And you are watching episode number 14 of High End Rollers TV. And you are in for a treat today because we are going to be speaking to Mike Morrison, who is going to be sharing with us exactly how to create more revenue from your membership site. Hi, Mike. How are you doing this morning?
I'm doing very well, Petra. All the better for being here with you.
Oh, I love the accent. All the better for being with you.
we're 30 seconds in and you've started on the accent already. Normally people leave it a few minutes before they take a pop, but never mind.
I absolutely love it. I love it. Let me just give you an intro because
Go for it.
let me just share first of all where we actually met. We met on Chris Ducker's Upreneur.
Yeah.
And then, I seen you constantly talking about membership sites. But oh my God, he's such an expert. So then I joined your membership site myself, just to learn all about membership sites in terms of how to create revenue, how to set it up, what tools you use, and you give so much epic value in your site.
Thank you.
So let me just share some things about who Mike Morrison is, okay? So he's the one half of the Membership Guys. Now, Mike and his partner, Callie Willows, have spent years guiding the growth of membership websites, e-learning and businesses and online communities, helping clients to attract hundreds of thousands of members and generate millions of dollars in revenue. Yes, millions of dollars in revenue. And now they run a membership site academy where they teach small business owners and entrepreneurs the skills and strategies they need to build and grow a successful membership website.
I couldn't have said that better myself.
I'm so glad I've got you on here today because I often get discovery call applications and they say, on their application, they'll say, Petra, I really need to work with you because I have a membership site, but no one's actually buying, no one's interested really. Even though, what I offer is of value, it helps so many people, it transforms so many lives, but yet they've got this membership site, they've got the tools, they've got the equipment, they've got the content, but they're not making any money from it. So that's what I really want to speak to you about today is how can we actually increase revenue from our membership site, and why is it such a powerful way or an asset to build our authority as well? So you've got a few questions in there.
I mean, I think when it comes to memberships, for when you see people where they put in all this time, this effort, and they create a site and then they open the doors and nothing happens. That kind of goes back to way before they chose which system to use, way before they recorded their courses. It goes back to that initial idea and where it came from. And what happens, and I'm sure you see this all of the time, just as I do, people get an idea in their head, and they very quickly convince themselves it's the best idea since sliced bread, and they run headfirst into making it happen. These days you've got Gary Vaynerchuk, hustle, 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 just make this happen kind of stuff. And to a degree, that's a positive thing. But action is better than sitting around mulling things over constantly and never actually doing anything. But there needs to be balance, and where people fall over with membership sites, with courses, with products, where they spend all this time and money putting them together, is they never take that 2 or 3 weeks, maybe just a month at the beginning to do a bit of research, do a bit of testing, do a bit of validation on their idea to make sure it's actually something that people want. And in most cases, people's research on their idea, they'll ask their husband or their wife or, their best friend, hey, I've just had this idea. I think it's amazing. What do you think? Well, of course, they're going to say, yes, darling. Sounds like a great idea. Why don't you run with it? Because if you surrounded yourself with positive, supportive people, the downside is they're going to be positive and supportive maybe when somebody needs to pull up and say, well, hold on, that sounds a little bit pants. So for people who aren't attracting any members whatsoever, that means that they haven't done any real research or any real work determining, is this something people will be willing to pay for? If it is my price point right? And do I actually have access to a market and access to an audience to promote this to? Because if you don't have a following, you don't have an audience, you don't have an email list, social media connections, you haven't done any research, you haven't done anything other than take an idea and turn it into something, then, you know, Kevin Costner, if you build it, they will come, just doesn't work in reality. And that is what we see a lot of the times where people come to our membership site and say, I've got this amazing membership, which, like I say, delivers so much value and helps people, and it's so great. Why isn't anyone joining? And it's because fundamentally, the idea was wrong, or you know, you didn't invest time in actually building a following and building an audience to promote this to.
So you're saying then we know that membership sites are an asset that you can just have a recurring income from well, forever basically. But are you saying then that before you even think of starting a membership site, you have to build your audience first?
I think, again, it's a question of balance. You know, if you're waiting until you have 100,000 people on your email list before you execute on your idea, then you're going to be waiting around too long.
Yeah.
You know, if you're starting from scratch. But likewise, you need to have some sort of audience or following, or you need to have an established way of tapping into other people's audiences. So if you don't have an audience of your own, and by audience, that's your email list, it's visitors to a blog, it's subscribers to a podcast or a YouTube channel, you know, it's people who are tuning into you, who follow you, who are your fans, where you're their favorite, as Chris Ducker says, try and be someone's favorite. If you don't have that, but you have a really strong network to influencers who do have that, then that means you can kind of take a shortcut, but at some point, other people's audiences need to become your audience. So you don't need to have hundreds and thousands of people following you before you're able to monetize you know, that audience. But you need to have some sort of following. Otherwise, you know, they say if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around to hear it, did it ever fall? If a membership site launches to no audience, did it ever really launch? That's the, you know, it's a terrible mushing up of that analogy, but it kind of works. You need to have someone to speak to. And it doesn't need to be massive. There's a guy called Kevin Kelly who in the, I think it was late 90s, wrote this seminal article about 1,000 true fans. All you need is 1,000 true fans who love your stuff. They hang on your every word. They buy your every product. They advocate for you. They spread the word. 1,000 true fans, that's not a big number. One isn't a huge number, is it?
No, it's not. It's not.
It really isn't. But let's say you've got 1,000 people paying you $50 a month. That's $50,000 a month, and I'm sure that many of us, I think we might be a little happy about that in terms of revenue. So it doesn't have to be enormous numbers. You just have to have a good quality level of engagement with people where you are their favorite, and enough to at least give you a jumping off point for starting your membership. Because if you start building your audience after your membership's launched, it's going to be a slow grind.
Wow.
It really is.
So basically what you're saying then is that you really have to have a personal brand, really, a personal brand that connects with people, and possibly, because the people that watch High End Rollers TV are, you know, they're life coaches, they're business coaches, they're copywriters. So they offer services, and the majority of them are currently offering services on a one-on-one basis. So would you recommend them then to probably work with quite a few people on a one-on-one basis, you know, build their reputation by, you know, maybe having videos, you know, maybe doing Facebook Lives, maybe having a podcast, to build their credibility and their audience first before launching?
I mean, all that does, what that does, that just adds to your arsenal. That just gives you assets to use for promoting yourself, for, like you said, establishing that credibility, for giving that proof that you are qualified and you have knowledge, expertise, experience, and skills that are worth paying for. And you mentioned, a lot of your audience, they're coaches, they are maybe copywriters, designers, people who are working with people on a one-to-one basis.
Yeah.
Now, that's great. Self-employed people are awesome. We are awesome.
We are, of course
Really, we are. And most of us are unemployable. But the thing that so many of us do when we break out of employment and go into self-employment is we build constructs around ourselves that resemble employment, because that's all we've ever known. So if you're a website designer who works for an agency, you leave that agency in order to go out on your own, you end up setting up an agency where you give yourself the same job you had before.
That's so true.
And because of that, you miss out on a lot of potential. When you're working with people on a one-on-one basis, it's great, it's fulfilling, but it can be frustrating. How many times have you had a client where they're just using 5% of what you're capable of?
Yes.
Because they're just interested in the same kind of things. And you know that if you could give to them what they need and not just what they want all the time.
I always talk about that.
Yeah. Then, how much happier would you be? How much more fulfilled would you be knowing that your full range of skills are being tapped into, that your full potential is being realized? You often just don't get that with one-on-one clients.
That's
I'm sure people in creative industries will feel this a lot, where they get stuck building the same websites over and over again. They get stuck designing essentially the same logos with the same colors over and over again, because they're never really given that chance to break out of it. And so with a membership and kind of leveraging or building out into a membership on the back of one-on-one services, that's one of the big reasons, I think, particularly creative people or people in coaching roles where you get really invested in what you're doing, it can become more and more fulfilling. And the big thing is getting away from only using your time once.
Yeah, true.
Single serving time, single use time. It's paid for, it's gone, it's done. You can extract no more commercial value from that 1 hour you just spent with someone.
Yeah.
Really. Whereas for group coaching or larger memberships, you're using that time over and over and over again, and you're helping more people and you're making more of a difference, and you're going for the one-to-many approach. That moves you away from trading time for dollars, and it gives you a business that doesn't have you as its main point of weakness. It takes the limits off what you can earn. So if people are already coaching within your audience, they're already doing web design, they have a lot of what you need anyway. They have a lot of the assets and the tools there. They'll be blogging, they'll be doing videos, they'll be podcasting to raise their profile. It's a case of retuning those and retuning the purpose of them. And if you've already got clients, you've got a testing ground, you've got an audience, you've got people you can go to and say, listen, I know we work together on a one-on-one basis, but I was thinking of this idea. What's your honest feedback? You can involve them in actually the early stages of your membership. One of the things that we've done ourselves with our own membership at membersiteacademy.com, and what a lot of our members and past clients who were doing one-on-one services have done, is they use their old clients as seed members. So they get them in to test things out.
Brilliant idea.
As a focus group, let's run this idea around. We're going to come up with the perfect group offering. And as a reward for helping me shape this, you get to be a part of it for free. So they have the incentive to make it awesome, because that means what they're going to then get going forward is awesome. So you have a lot of the resources that you need if you're already in self-employment and you're already servicing clients one-on-one. But you also have a lot more to gain by moving away from that one-on-one bit, that one-on-one relationship with clients, because we really do limit ourselves in what we can do in our business.
So is it quite difficult then in terms of, with coaches, as you can imagine, they're very creative, they're multi-talented, multifaceted, they have so many skills. But imagine putting all of that in a membership site. Would it be better to maybe focus on a particular niche? I mean, like your membership site, is very, very geared, it's very niched, it's very geared towards how to build membership sites. what's, you know, coaches can coach on so many different things when they're speaking to their one-on-one clients.
Yeah.
Is it best for them to take out an aspect of what they teach and then make a whole membership site just on that one aspect?
Well, this is where being English messes up the buzz phrase, which is the riches are in the niches. So our American cousins say niche instead of niche.
That's right.
But yeah, so the riches are in the niches. That's what I think Pat Flynn popularized that term. And it's right. You know, if you can get focused, it's a lot easier to sell something that solves a very specific problem and, you know, resolves or addresses a very specific pain point to someone than it is to sell a cure-all. You know, if you're going into hospital, if you have a particular brain condition and you need surgery, do you want the guy who, you know, maybe today he's doing an appendectomy, maybe tomorrow he's chopping off a foot, maybe the day after he's in ER, you know, bandaging up wounds, and every now and then he does this particular bit of brain surgery? Do you want that guy?
Nope.
Generalist?
Sure don't.
Or do you want the guy who has spent his whole life and is laser focused even, on the very specific problem that you have? You want that final guy, you want that last guy. So when it comes to your membership, if you can solve a specific problem, but one that's broad enough, that's broadly applicable enough to have several people, you know, needing that solution. So again, it's about balance. You go way too deep, you're going to have the absolute best membership in the world for the one person that you attract into it. So you need to kind of, again, get that middle ground. There are memberships, there are communities that are broad, that are, you know, about just, this is a business community, this is a coaching community. With those, you need to have something else other than the topic. You need to have some sort of signature program that gives you your unique element, because otherwise you're just going to get lost in the noise. If you've just got a membership which has a community element and it is just, we're just here to improve your business or improve your life, and that's it, there's nothing deeper. You need to have something signature, something that is yours, that nobody else is doing in order to stand out. Or you need to be a big name, you know.
So if you've got that signature program, then what is the best way to create that? You know, do you want to just have is there a difference between an online course and a membership site? So for instance, say you've got, I don't know, 6 modules in your signature program. Would you then have a one-off lifetime membership to that program, or is it going to be best to have a monthly fee for that?
It kind of depends. I mean, a traditional online course is a type of membership site. When we talk about membership sites, typically in the online business realm, it's usually involving regularly added content and a community element. So a traditional online course where nothing's been added to it and where there isn't a community element to it, that's more traditionally a one-off product. But, you know, you get the sale and kind of that's it. You get the sale, people are buying a finished article and it's a single fee, and they maybe have lifetime access. Maybe they download it to their computer so they don't even need to log in somewhere, and that's it. And those are great. The problem with that is your focus then is entirely on sales. So if strength isn't sales, and particularly online sales and online marketing and acquisition, then that's a tough model. And, you know, you find yourself in that feast or famine kind of cycle where you're trying to keep coming up with launch deals and special offers. And, you know, if you have a bad month, you're kind of screwed because your money's just coming from these one-off sales. With a membership where it is a recurring thing, and the real big benefit to a membership site is the recurring aspect. People paying you month on month on month. You have a bad month. Let's say you've got 100 members. You have a bad month for new sales. It doesn't matter because you've got that baseline of members, so you're covered. So for that recurring element, there needs to be regularly added content, essentially, and a community element. So you either look at your signature program and look at it from the point of view of, can I break this down and deliver it piece by piece without it affecting how effective it is for the student? You know, if it's actually, in some cases, it's going to be better to take your program and break it into 12 modules and deliver module 1 in month 1, module 2 in month 2, and so on and so on.
Yeah.
And that might actually be better from an educational standpoint in keeping people focused and keeping people on track. So with that, you might introduce a recurring fee, and then maybe once the signature program's over, maybe they go out, you know, there's an option to continue on in the community for a lower amount. A lot of online courses are doing that these days, where you pay the big amount for access to the course, and then if you want to continue having access to it and continue having access to the community forum and stuff like that, you pay a nominal fee afterwards. But you do, if you want that recurring revenue, you have to recognize memberships are a value exchange.
Yeah.
I keep giving you value through content, through tutorials, and through through group support or group coaching or live calls. And for as long as I keep delivering that value to you, you're going to keep giving value to me in terms of cash in my bank, and contribution to my community, and helping other members out and so on. So it's a give and take, and it really is down to you as a business person to determine what best fits where you want your business to be. If you don't like working with people, then maybe go the one-off product route where you don't really have to have any interaction with people. But actually, if you love the idea of just being in the community every day, mixing it up, being a part of all these different people's journeys, hundreds and thousands of people, being in there amongst them, essentially having your tribe assembled and coming to your place for guidance, for help. And you love the idea of doing live training every month with with your audience. You love the idea of creating little new bits of content and going out there and finding deals for them, member exclusive deals and stuff like that. Then that fits more with the membership model. But it is a case of, first of all, if you have a signature program, looking at whether that is actually better as a one-off thing, but also finding the approach that works for you and where you want to take your business. And some people are suited to memberships. Some people really aren't. There's pros and cons for one-off courses versus memberships. We obviously fall on the side of memberships. But, it really does just depend on you, your topic, your audience, and how best you want to serve your particular tribe.
So you've mentioned a lot there. Let's go. Let's think about. Let's talk about customer acquisition then. So, what is the best way to acquire customers, and is it going to be through the traditional way of the marketing funnel, or is they? Well, I guess there isn't the quickest way, but what would you say is the best way to acquire customers? And not only that, but looking at how to retain those customers so you don't have drop-off rate.
I'm so glad you added that bit at the end there, because, again, when we're talking the differences between courses and memberships, that's the key point. With a course, when you get the sale, it might be a course or a product or, an ebook or piece of software. When you get the sale, your job's done.
Yes.
It's over. With a membership, when you get that first sale, your job just begins. You need to keep that member and re-win them and win their loyalty at the end of month 1, month 2, month 3, and so on. So retention is as important, if not more important, than acquisition when it comes to memberships. Fortunately, retention's also cheaper. It typically costs anywhere from 4 to 7 times as much to win a new member or a new customer as it does to hang on to an existing one. So, while retention's equally or more important, it's cheaper. It's also easier because, you've got the sale, you've got their buy-in already, they're invested. So retention is so key, and there's so many things you can do on that front. First, continuously delivering that value, as we talked about, is going to be key to that. realizing people join your membership in order to achieve a goal, see some sort of transformation, resolve a problem, and honing in on that in making sure that you're helping people move along their journey as part of your membership. Having a community is a really good way of keeping people sticking around. So a forum, a Facebook group, although I hate Facebook groups for memberships, for various reasons, which I won't go into. Otherwise, this will turn into a whole series of videos with me ranting about it. But, you know, having some sort of community element is a really good way of getting people sticking around. People will often join for your content, but they'll stay for the community. So that's a key part. So there are a lot of things you can do on the retention front, but most of all, it's usually just showing up and caring and getting people engaged in your content, in your community, and taking part.
I think I heard you mention that the majority of your members for your membership site come from your podcast. Is that right? A lot
come from our podcast. So talking to member acquisition, it's that my answer is going to be one of those frustrating ones where there is no one best way.
Yeah.
It's very much just having lots of front doors around there where people can find you, and recognizing that usually people discovering you and coming to your membership isn't a binary thing. It's not a case of I saw an ad, then I joined up to your membership. I read a blog post, then I joined your membership. Usually somebody will find you because they're searching on Google and maybe they saw an interview you did on Petra's podcast on a YouTube channel, and then they click through to a link and they read a blog post and they think, that's pretty cool, I'm going to bookmark this site. And then a week later, they come back and they see you've got a Facebook group, so they go there. And in the Facebook group, 2 weeks later, they see something else, and they see something else, and then eventually they end up at your membership.
Absolutely.
99% of times, that's how it looks. It isn't one shot and they're in. It's just bit by bit building up that currency, that credibility, that relationship through the different channels you have.
And it's also, you've got to be really visible. And
definitely.
Yes, in membership sites, but when you want to acquire customers or clients anyway, you really have to be visible, because otherwise you're literally not going to make any money. No one's going to join your course, no one's going to coach with you, and no one's going to join your membership site. So that's really key.
Well, sorry, I was going to say, this is the thing on the visibility front. You know, if you know that the solution you're providing, that there are people out there with that problem who need that solution, then you just need to be where those people are and be visible enough so that they know you have the solution. So if your audience are hanging out in Facebook groups, you should be hanging out in those Facebook groups, regardless of whether you like Facebook. You know, if your audience are typically big consumers of webinars, you need to have webinars and you need to get these webinars in front of these people. If they've got questions they're going to be Googling, you need to make sure your website is popping up there for when those answers come up to those questions. So visibility, like you say there, Petra, is so key. You need to be unavoidable, undeniable, and you need to be the person who stands out against everyone else for that particular problem, because that's all we do. I'm not a membership site owner. You're not a coach. Web designers aren't web designers. We are just problem solvers.
That's right. And I love that you said unavoidable.
You need to be annoying.
Yes. You've got to literally dominate your space, be unavoidable, be here, be exactly where your target market is, and give them a reason to say yes to join you. Give them a reason to say, oh my God, yes, you are credible. I believe you. You can help me. I see so many people all the time saying, oh my God, no one's buying my services, no one's joining my memberships, all of this stuff. And I'm thinking, well, where are you? Who even knows that you exist?
That's the thing.
What I want to say as well, I think membership sites are perfect as well, really perfect now for enrolling high-end clients with ease. Now, I say that if you are a member of a membership site, it's perfect to enroll high-end clients there, simply because you're in a community of like-minded people who are readily investing in your services. So you can literally shine in a particular membership site where someone actually wants to have maybe more one-on-one contact with you. But then also, membership sites are actually great for upselling other services. So share with us about upsells. How can we actually upsell? Because, you know, if you're charging $30 a month for your membership or $79 a month for your membership, what can we do? What can we add to actually upsell?
Yeah, I think a good strategy or a good approach is to make your membership the central point for your business. And even if you don't want your membership to kind of dominate what you're doing, even if it's just going to be small, make that almost the entry point, the product that you can get pretty much anyone into. And everything else then should spin out from there, because for a start, most of the time in your membership, the level of one-on-one access to you is going to be the most minimal thing.
That's right. Yeah.
You're not even necessarily going to be doing small group coaching. You're going to be, when you do a live training session, it'll be to your entire membership.
Yeah.
When you put out a course, it's a course for your entire membership. So access becomes your number one asset. So the thing that you're selling right now to anyone, so your current entry-level service, one-on-one stuff with you, becomes your absolute top high-end service, because it is the one thing that is in the shortest supply within your membership product. So the positioning that gives you, and the turnaround, where the accessible thing is one to everyone, the next level up is one to a smaller group. The next level is maybe one to an even smaller group, and then right at the top of the tree, it's one-to-one.
Is you.
The value of that then goes up exponentially. So, that means you can sell, either just have a membership and then the next level up is one-on-one to do. But I would recommend actually doing that if you still want to have a one-to-one element with a very small slither of clients. Have a membership, then have like a mastermind level, then have the one-on-one stuff, because that enables you to put that one-on-one stuff as a premium. And the great thing with putting your membership at the heart of what you do is then not only can you upsell to other things, you can downsell to your membership as well. So your membership, it becomes like this odd upsell, downsell, and cross-sell product. So if you're doing like a promotional drive for an exclusive mastermind of 10 people, and you're maybe charging people, $500 a month, right, for 10 people to come into your mastermind group. Let's say you're doing a webinar for that. You can give people access. So anyone who joins, you can then upsell them to your membership. So your membership becomes an upsell for the people who are buying your high-end product. So you say, okay, so you're paying $500 a month now. If you pay $550 a month, you get this plus our membership. Someone's paying $500, they'll pay $550.
Yes.
Nathan Chan in particular, who is the founder of Founder magazine. He was an awesome guy, by the way. He's such an awesome guy. He did a $1,000 course on Instagram. And for the launch of his membership site, he offered the first month of membership as an upsell. So you either pay $1,000 for a course, or pay $1,050 for a course and a full month's access to his membership. If you're paying $1,000, you're going to stretch to $1,050.
Wow.
So then your membership becomes an upsell. It's a small upsell, but it's an upsell nonetheless.
Absolutely. In the Jamaican community, we've got a saying, and it's called "Every mickle make a muckle."
There you go.
So every penny counts.
Exactly. And the thing is, that $50 a month might not seem like much, but if those people stick around for 2 or 3 years, you make more, or even just for 1 year. If it's a $500 product, like a $500 mastermind, you upsell an extra $50. That's an extra $600 added to their yearly lifetime value. So your membership becomes that upsell, but then it also becomes a downsell as well, because you can say to the people who can't join your $500 a month mastermind, well, the alternative is we'll sell you our membership for $50 a month. And, so the people who buy in, you upsell them to your membership. The people who don't buy in, you downsell them to your membership. So it just gives you that that catch-all product that just makes it a more comprehensive business, I think, when you're offering different tiers.
Absolutely. I just love that, you know. Share with us then, just before we wrap up then, share with us pricing strategies. You know, should we charge in dollars? Obviously, we're in the UK. Should we charge in pounds? And then, what do we charge? Do we charge $29.99 a month? Do we charge $79.99 a month, or $99 a month? What on earth do we charge?
I'll answer the easy one first. Do you charge in dollars or pounds? Charge in dollars. Mainly because us here in the UK, people in Australia, people all around the world, Europe, you know, wherever, are more accustomed to having to pay in US dollars than people in the US are accustomed to not paying US dollars.
It's a shame that we have to bend to them, isn't it?
It is. But in a lot of cases, with all this online marketing stuff, you'll find that the US market probably make up a good proportion of your customers with this.
That's actually true, to be fair, because I've literally right now I've got one UK client.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. I think we have maybe about 65% of our membership base are in the US.
Wow.
Both me and Callie are in the UK. It might be a little bit smaller than that actually, but still, it's significant. So we are used to having to pay for everything in dollars. The dollar is almost like the official currency of the internet. So just make it as frictionless as possible. How much to charge, that's a different matter. The secret is, in most cases, you just kind of stick your thumb in the air and guess. Genuinely. That's what most of us do. You know, how you decide what to charge per hour for your coaching clients? Well, you might look at what other people are charging. Maybe you look at what other stuff your clients are paying for as part of their business. You might calculate, you know, what costs you have and how you need to break even. But in a lot of cases, we just look at it and think, I want to charge $75 an hour. I want to charge $100 an hour. So I'm going to charge $100 an hour. And sometimes it's just a case of how much will people be willing to pay. And that's actually a pricing model, an economic strategy. It's called how much will the market bear, or what will the market bear? How much can we charge for this? Not the result of any formula, just how much can we, quote unquote, get away with. It's sleazy, but hopefully your audience get my point with that.
We understand.
Yeah. So a lot of it is a little bit of research, maybe a little bit of
just make a decision.
A little bit of knowing your audience. What you'll typically do is when you launch, you'll start lower. You'll have a nice launch deal special. Your first members should always have a financial reward, essentially, for being your first members by having a lower price. You might have a 2-week launch period where, you know, your membership is $29, $39. Then after that, you'll maybe put it up to like buy another $10 or $15 a month or $20 a month. Then a few months down the line, as things start to pick up, you'll put it up again. So this is a good thing with memberships. Everything's always evolving. The price you sell it for today isn't the price you're going to be selling it for in 12 months' time, which isn't the price you'll be selling it for in 5 years' time.
Right. All right. Okay.
It always evolves. And, you know, the key thing is that someone joining 2 years down the line shouldn't be getting in on a better deal than someone who was with you from the early days.
Right.
What I would say in terms of giving people a ballpark to work with, if you are running a membership based around hobbies and passion, so it's not a business membership, maybe it's music instruction, maybe it's teaching someone knitting patterns. I always use that example. I have no idea why, but you know, let's say it is a knitting community.
You do have them.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Joe Millman.
Yeah,
I'll get the name right. You know, it's just one world's best podcast.
Knitting. Yeah,
and it's a knitting podcast. So, you know, I'm not knocking knitting at all. So, you know, with those, typically you're going to be charging less for membership than you would do for a business membership.
Yeah.
You know, people who aren't running their own business, any monthly fee isn't a monthly expense, it's a bill. It's a bill that goes alongside their mobile bills, their gym memberships, their utilities. They don't look at monthly recurring payments in the same way that you and I will running our business. So you'll typically charge less. The one exception maybe you can charge a little bit more where there is a financial barrier to entry of a particular hobby or the subject to deal with. So musicians, if people are spending £500 on a guitar or a drum kit or a piano, then they'll understand the value of investing in that hobby more than someone who, again, they're just spending maybe £10 on a few balls of yarn and they're not out knitting. So photography as well, that's another one where you spend thousands of pounds on equipment up front. You'll recognize the value of investment. By the way, music instruction and stuff like that, big niche. We have very successful clients in that niche. Fitness as well, huge niche. And we have clients with like 100,000 plus members in fitness niche. It's nuts.
Wow.
So in terms of what you can charge, it'll typically be lower for hobby-based stuff. Business-based memberships, first of all, look at what software, what tools are they already paying for, how much are they paying for it, and where does my offering sit alongside it. If you're doing like an authority-based membership, typically if you are a known entity or a known quantity, you'll charge more, obviously. So you tend to find like the bigger names will charge around about the $50 to $100 range. Yeah. If you're not as well known, it'll typically be around about maybe the $30 to $60 or $70 a month range. Chris Ducker, for example, upreneur.com is $59 a month now, I believe. Yep. James Schramko with Superfast Business, I believe he charges, it's either $69 or $79. Nathan Chan, I think, again, that's up around $60. If you're not a known quantity, but you're competing with those guys with your membership and you're charging more for them, you better have something pretty special. Yeah. So that's not to say that you can't charge more. But again, hopefully that's just a bit of a ballpark for when you sort of stick the thumb in the air and try and figure out, where you can price.
Yeah. So, you've got your membership site where you help others to create a membership site. Now, in your membership site, you talk about everything to do with how to create, so from conception to execution to marketing to launching to tools, everything in there. Can you just share with us briefly how it is that you help? And then what we're going to do, I'm going to ensure that the links to your membership site is at the bottom as well.
Yeah, awesome. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to talk a little bit about it. We run membersiteacademy.com. It is a membership site about a membership site. And it's for anyone who is thinking about, planning, creating, launching, growing a membership website. We have courses, tools, training, resources, discounts on the sort of software that you're going to need, all of that stuff for pretty much any stage of your membership. We've got people joining who, joined 3 or 4 months ago with just an idea and a bit of motivation, and now they're launching their memberships. Wow. And then at the other end of the scale, we've got people who've been running their memberships for 10 plus years who are joining our site to learn how to take it further, how to scale it, how to make it part of their business in a way that rebalances their lives. So it really is for anybody at any stage of their membership. We've got ridiculous amounts of resources and stuff to help guide you, including our membership roadmap that literally takes you step by step from that place where you've got a head full of ideas all the way through to, several years down the line of running your membership. So you essentially have your hand held all the way through the process.
Yes, you do. And you do live calls as well. And
we do.
You're very responsive in terms of when people ask questions, you get on there straight away and answer. So it's good. And the forum's just buzzing, it's like an amazing community, isn't it?
That community element is really where the magic's happening. I mean, you've got myself, my partner in crime, the other half, she would say the better half, the membership guys, as Callie Willows. Both of us are in there helping people out, supporting people, motivating them, giving them the insight and the direction that they need to get to where they want to go. And we've got other awesome members in the community who chime in and drive each other on to. We have monthly live training calls with ourselves, with guest experts. We have monthly Q&A calls, which is basically just us hanging out with members, answering questions, celebrating everyone's results and all that sort of stuff. So there's so much good stuff in there. Check it out at membersiteacademy.com, because that'll do a better job of selling it to you and explaining it to you than I do. And if you just want kind of a bit of a sampler of the sorts that we talk about, we blog and podcast at themembershipguys.com. If you go there, we blog weekly, we podcast weekly, and we also have a free Facebook group with about 2,000 membership site owners and experts. So if you go to talkmemberships.com, that will redirect you through to our free Facebook group as well. So when we're talking about having all those front doors where people can find you and they can see whether they like your style, see whether you're the sort of people that want to be around, those are all our front doors. With our blog, podcast, Facebook group. Soon to be launching video channel. We're recording videos for that today as well.
Oh, brilliant.
A lot of fun. So,
nice one.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for that, Mike. That's just been phenomenal. And I'm sure that our viewers have been taking so many notes, okay? You've given us a wealth of information. So I want to ask you, Mike, are you ready to roll? I am
absolutely ready to roll. Let's do it.
Lovely. So this is the section where I'm going to ask you quick questions and just give me those quick fire answers straight back, okay? So what is your favourite book, Mike?
Favourite book from a business point of view is one called Go It Alone by Jeff Birch, who's a UK-based business author. It is straight talking, no nonsense, no BS. And it's all about stepping out into self-employment for the first time. That book changed my whole perspective on running my whole business and led me to where I am today. So Go It Alone by Jeff Birch. Awesome book.
Wow. What is your weakness as an entrepreneur?
I'm a bit of a control freak. We should, for where we are, be outsourcing a lot more. As business owners, we all talk about building a team. I'm a control freak. If I have someone do a bit of work for me, I stress and I fret over whether they're actually going to do it to my standards and all that. I'm working on it, but that's definitely my biggest one. Being a little bit too much of a control freak with that kind of thing.
And what is your strength?
Oh, my strength, I think, is that, and this sounds really cheesy, like I genuinely care about what I'm doing. Like I genuinely, and not just as a marketing tactic or a tagline, but I genuinely want to see people achieve their results. I genuinely want to help and to make a difference. I don't want to change the world. I'm too cynical to think I'm going to do that, but if I can change just kind of one person's world, just enough for it to be, an awesome thing for them, then I consider that a job well done. So yeah, as cheesy as it is, I think it is that I genuinely do invest myself in how our clients, our members, and all of that sort of stuff progress.
Brilliant. So what is the one thing that you can't do without, you can't live without?
This is really cheesy. Callie, my other half, genuinely, because she's
I've done a few of these interviews, 14 now, and that you were the first person to say you can't.
You know what? She's the real brains of the operation. The funny thing is, I'm the one with the tech background, so a lot of what we do the strategy and the marketing and all that sort of stuff, and I've got the extensive background in that, but particularly on the tech side, that's the one area where I've probably got deeper experience than Callie does. But yet, she was the one who first really fell in love with memberships, who fell in love with the technology. I have to go to her to be reminded of the tools and the plugins and stuff that are out there. So, putting aside all the soppy stuff, like genuinely,
you generally absolutely can't
do from a practical sense. But also, actually being able to work alongside my partner as well and do it well. Again, is a big thing. And also my iMac. I do love my iMac.
Lovely.
It's a tie between Callie and my iMac.
Nah, Callie's up here. She's up here. So, and just the last question then, share with us one thing that you believe to be true that other people disagree with.
It's a tricky one. There's lots of little things, like whether you should have a Facebook group or a forum. That's a big bugbear. I rant about that on my podcast. But I think the broadest thing is there's still people out there who talk about membership websites as this key, this golden goose to unlocking passive income.
It's not
passive income. You know what? There's no such thing. There really isn't. You can have income that's more leveraged. You can certainly get more from your time, your effort, and your investment. But passive income is never passive. And if it is, you're cheating and it'll catch up on you. You know, it's never passive, but in the occasions where it is, it's never lasting. So, you know, recurring revenue, amazing. It's such a great financial business model for scaling, for growth, for predictability, dependability, all that sort of stuff. But it's not passive. I don't know anyone who read the 4-Hour Work Week who only works 4 hours a week.
Yeah, true.
It doesn't happen. It really doesn't, apart from Tim Ferriss. I'm guessing Tim Ferriss works more than 4 hours a week too. So that's my big thing. You know, people who teach memberships as a tactic, as an angle, as a marketing strategy, as a, you know, pay me $2,000 and I'll tell you how you can set up a membership that will pay you $250,000 per year without needing you to put any work into it, without needing to have any skills or whatever. It's all complete BS. And there's all there. We teach memberships as a business model. It's work, it's hard work, but it's work on your terms. And it's work that can be hugely fulfilling and financially rewarding, but it's not passive. So that's my big thing. And anytime I see those two words mentioned in the context of memberships, I want to choke someone. That's my big thing. I'll stop because I will go off on a tirade.
Thank you so much, Mike. And that's why I really wanted you on here, because I listened to your podcast, and yes, you do love a good old rant. But it's good because, I love to speak to people that are real, that are honest, and that are authentic, and sharing your expertise and sharing it your way. And this is the Mike Morrison way. So thank you so much. And I know that you've got so much value from watching this. I'm going to put all of Mike's links below so you can definitely connect with him online. And listen, we will see you in the next episode of High End Rollers TV. And be sure to give us the thumbs up. Put your thumbs up, Mike. Put your thumbs up. Give us the thumbs up, and be sure to subscribe to this channel. And don't be shy. Leave a comment below and let us know when you are going to start to set up your membership site. Okay, so I'm going to see you on the next one. Bye-bye.